I wasn't surprised that the New York Times necessarily printed this because time and again, this is the premier publication of promoting false narratives. The whole premise of the article was basically talking about how RT is nothing more than a Putin Kremlin mouthpiece. So one quote that he published said, "I said what Russia did was wrong and that I was one of two anchors that quit on air and denounced the network as propaganda." Patently, blatantly false. I not only never called the network propaganda, I didn't quit on air. I had the main opinion show. I had paved editorial freedom at the network, and I basically proved with that statement, and basically my statement contradicted this guy's entire article and contradicted the US intelligence report's entire premise that RT is nothing more than a Kremlin mouthpiece. If that was the case, then how was I able to have the primetime opinion show for an entire year after denouncing Putin on air? It makes no sense. Before we wrap up the show, I wanted to say something from my heart about the ongoing political crisis in Ukraine and Russia's military occupation of Crimea. Just because I work here for RT doesn't mean I don't have editorial independence. And I can't stress enough how strongly I am against any state intervention in a sovereign nation's affairs. Well, I think that this entire report is really one last-ditch effort from the entire establishment that lined up behind Hillary Clinton to sell her to the American public by trying to deflect, desperately lashing out to try to delegitimize Trump's presidency. I will say that I don't put any faith into Trump whatsoever. He is a con artist. He is a notorious liar. And he also is out for this for nothing but himself, for his own popularity and power. So he could go any which way. I mean, if Putin makes fun of his hands, he could start war with Russia the next day. And you know whose fault that will be? The Democratic Party, because they've sowed the seeds for this insane new Cold War, and whatever Trump does with that, hey, they've already fostered this hysterical environment, and it's extremely dangerous, and Trump can take it any which way.